I made a video on Kirsche. I didn't do a stream, I think, on Kirsche. I just made a video on it, which a lot of you guys resonated with, so thank you for that. It also got suppressed heavily, so thank you for that, YouTube. But Kirsche has been getting targeted by Vice because they just flat out don't fucking like her for whatever that reason may be. They targeted Kirsche because of her statements that she made regarding the whole give, send, goes nonsense between the woman who said the N-word and Anthony, who killed the white kid. They were calling it two of the most, I guess, racially charged give, send, goes that have ever happened on the platform. So with all that being said, Kirsche obviously had some comments about it. And essentially she said that the one with the woman who says the N-word should be allowed to stay up because the other one's allowed to stay up. Well, they don't like that. They don't like that, right? They don't like when you disagree with the mainstream narrative. So Vice took it upon themselves to write not one, not two, but 3 hit pieces on Kirsche. 3 hit pieces on Kirsche. And they also wrote an essential call to action to go after everybody who thinks like Kirsche. Some dude over at Vice, I forgot what his name was, a black guy, because the only reason why I know he's black is because he decided to mention it like 20 times in the article. He decided to write a we stand with Anna Valens post, and they wanted to do a call to action against all VTubers who think like Kirsche, right? So for me, the VTuber thing, I am not involved in that because I don't consider myself a VTuber, not in the regular sense of the word. I've never been part of the VTuber community. I never wanted to be part of the VTuber community. I just wanted to animate my picture that I was using to do my streams, and it just so happens to be mixed in with VTuber stuff. But I never viewed myself as such. But here's what Kirsche decided to do. You are a VTuber. God damn it, Briar. Hypno, a VTuber denier. All right. All right. You know what? Mods, you can time out Smash JT. It's okay. He doesn't play games anyway. So Kirsche decided to do something epic, right? And I knew this was coming. Me and Kirsche spoke a little bit. We're trying to schedule something. Maybe I could bring her on SNH or something along those lines. But I reached out to her, told her I was working on a video and all that stuff. And she ended up sending me, she sent me this Google Doc, okay? And this Google Doc we're going to go over in a couple of seconds. Just give me a minute. I'll give you the full context here. So she ends up doing this, which is amazing. She makes a post that says, hey, and then tags Vice, by the way. Like some kind of secret middle of the night ballad drop. I left a little something for you. I made sure it's on par with your company's journalistic quality, so you'll take it seriously. And then she posts a Google Doc for everybody to see. Here's the video of whoever the fuck this is. She said this is a random person. She got a random person to dress up like her and to post the envelope on the door, which is hilarious, by the way, and then film it, by the way, which is even funnier. Check this out.
Manga.
So if you scroll up all the way to the end, it says, attention, Kevin Lee Karis, Vice Media. And then obviously the address for Vice Media is in Brooklyn. Of course. Of course. All these fucking psychopaths are in Brooklyn. Of course. Makes sense. It's all very consistent, but whatever. That's besides the point. So why does Vice HQ look like a gulag? Because they're in fucking Brooklyn, my guy. I mean, look at this shit. They can't even paint their fucking walls properly. The paint is bleeding over into the door. It's that disgusting. But anyway, it is what it is. So they decided to do what they wanted to do and not post, but basically, you know, tag this envelope to Vice Media's door, which they found. So here's what they found. And this is where I'm going to bring up the documentation. Let's bring up the documentation. So this is where it gets interesting. Let's go like this. All right, so we got documentation. Look at what this absolute fucking legend put in that envelope. Can you imagine getting an envelope and seeing this? Can you imagine getting an envelope and seeing that?
Holy shit.
You know you're fucked. I mean, just look at those things. You know you are absolutely fucked if you open an envelope and you're like, hi, it's Kirsche. This is great. So this is what is in that document that she taped to the door. And we're gonna go over it one by one. So why is Vice's Waypoint pushing for 2018 style cancel culture for VTubing? Or an open letter from Kirsche. Hey, Vice, what the fuck? I'm Kirsche. I'm a VTuber, which means I stream with a digital avatar that looks like this. This is great. You know what makes this even better? It's so fucking girly. Like, it's so girly. It so obviously came from her. But anyway, this is great. You can catch me on stream on Twitch or YouTube. I play games, watch memes, share my thoughts on the news. You know what most streamers do. I basically just tangent on whatever I find interesting, and my honorable chatters affectionately call me a whiplash streamer. I have over 9,000 browser tabs and 184,000 fans across YouTube, Twitch, and X. Yay, Kirsches. Also, I'm not a Nazi. They walk funny, did too much meth, and didn't like to laugh. And they probably would hate me and most of my friends. So how come you keep calling me one? Vice used to be known for honest, real stuff. Kind of like what Gawker aspired to be before, it decided to step into the ring, brother. You did a whole issue dedicated to people who are mentally ill. You sent Dennis Rodman to North Korea. You even used to call out the mainstream media for not getting YouTube. In any event, starting about a month ago, Waypoint, which was one of your verticals, a quasi-independent outlet, a failed gaming news site that you were trying to revive, something most people don't even know exists. Either way, it started publishing articles about me saying I'm a bigot, a Nazi simp, and that I'm responsible for all sorts of online harassment. It's completely untrue, of course, but also why me and why now? I'm an anime foxwoman. What could a once respectable news organization want with me? Is it 2018 all over again? Is Vice the PC police for VTubers? So again, Vice, what the fuck? Okay, let me break it down. I know I've covered this in my past couple of streams, but Vice isn't a subscriber yet. Maybe if I tangent about their Colombian donkey fucking video a few more times, they'll come around.
Holy shit.
Colombian donkey fucking video, bro. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Flat out, I don't want to know. I think we're going to move on. Here's the headline. What the fuck is a Colombian donkey fucking video? I don't want to know. I'm good. TMI. Here's the headline from the first article you published about me. Why is this gamer sub VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? Meet Kirsche. One of her fans is a bona fide Nazi. Not to brag or anything, but I have over 184,000 fans. You're accusing me of bigotry because one of my fans is a supposed Nazi? That's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un likes Big Macs. Ooh. That was a good one.
Holy shit.
That was a good one. That was good. HG to Kim Jong-un on X. Rather than back up this outrageous accusation, the article starts by talking about my sponsor, GamerSubs. However, GamerSubs is in hot water with many VTuber fans due to the behavior of one particular creator working with the company. Mythic talents Kirsche, an anime fox girl with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. Kirsche has landed herself in controversy after controversy online due to her right-wing beliefs. At this point, it begs the question whether GamerSubs will one day pull the plug on the VTuber for good. Then she says, my first time hearing of all this supposed controversy. Literally, I've been sponsored by GamerSubs since September of 23. This is a tactic called manufacturing consensus, where activists claim everyone agrees with them to make their points seem legitimate. Note that this paragraph doesn't cite a single source. But also, it is true I've never hidden my political leanings and yet never heard of any controversy until this article started pretending there was one. I had a few weirdos on Twitter harassing me, but as an oppressed person of anime, I am used to that kind of thing. And the sources cited in the article are anonymous posts on Reddit. Really? Even the people making the post claim they don't watch me or are just repeating hearsay. So a Vice journalist is repeating hearsay from someone who's repeating hearsay? Really? Bro, they are absolutely fucking cooking, my guy. Oh my God. Kirsche is cooking.
Holy shit.
Kirsche is cooking, bro. Damn. Here's the headline of the second article Vice published about me. Obviously, I think harassment is bad. I don't do it, and I tell my fans not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in this article that I and my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in this article are from a person who goes by NBinted or Bint, who has seriously harassed me for months. Yeah, this person, Bint, has a real obsession with Kirsche. From what I can see, it's pretty bad. Like, I know Kirsche retweets it all the time of all the things that person says, but it's pretty bad. Does Anna Valens mention this in her article, his article? No, I have proof of this harassment, which I would have shared if Vice bothered to ask. Absolutely. Here are just a couple of examples. And then again, it just all goes into all of the tweets, the evidence, the receipts. It's crazy. But the article doesn't talk about this. Instead, the article again talks about my sponsor, GamerSubs, and tries to make it seem like there's some sort of controversy brewing. Look, I love that GamerSubs supports VTubers from every side of the political spectrum. That's one of the things that make them such an amazing partner. That and their awesome supplements. Use code Kirsche for 10%. Oh my God, she made a, oh my God, bro, an advertisement in a fucking letter felting.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Use code Kirsche for 10% off your... Oh my God, bro. I hope I continue to work with GamerSubs, but if this effort to cancel me is successful, I have to wonder who's next. Here's the third article Vice wrote about me. Again, I agree harassment is bad. No one should do it. I don't do it. I tell my fans not to do it. The article says the following, which we already went through, and just asking questions. Look, I read those articles pretty carefully. I don't see a lot of questions, mostly a lot of statements based on Reddit threads and other anonymous sources. This seems very targeted at me and why. I'm an anime Fox Girl VTuber. You're Vice. What the fuck? Also, this happened in the article. The time for games is over. Now, this is the part right here. So this is the part right here where I was talking about how they did a call to action, because I want you guys to keep in mind what happened last year in the gaming industry has made these people lose their mind. Not that they had much of a mind to lose to begin with, but what happened last year was one of the biggest feltings the gaming industry has ever seen from a supposed movement that was happening online against them and against the nonsense that they were doing. There are so many victories and so many losses that happened in 2024 that now the mainstream gaming industry, whatever's left of it, the activists in that industry, whoever's left, their claws are now coming out. It's at this point that they are so desperate that they're now trying to mobilize to try to go up against whoever they possibly can. It's actually kind of crazy. They're desperate to try to gain control of the gaming industry back. They're desperate to try to gain control of the narrative back. They want it back so bad. But the problem is now there's not many journalists left for them to try to take it back over with. The journalists are pretty much all gone. There's only a few left. And the few that are left are trying to keep low as much as possible. But they're struggling. So this is a call to action that was in the article that I want to go over. It says the time for games is over. Is irony just totally dead? We're still talking about VTubing, right? Anyway, not to be you started it, but you literally started it. There was no controversy. No one, apart from a few anonymous internet trolls, Vice quotes in its articles, were butthurt about what I was doing or saying on my stream until you started writing articles calling me a Nazi. And now you're calling me a bully and saying it's time to start a war? This is 2018 style cancel culture all over again. Or is it VTubergate? Anyway, it's getting pretty tired. Someone says you don't agree with, someone says something you don't agree with, start saying they're controversial, name drop all the brands they work with, play the victim card, or rage tweet at them until their sponsors bail. This is the playbook that's used over and over and over again. Anyway, if we're just asking questions, I have only one. How come in the middle of all of this, Anna Valens is asking people to buy her gifts on Throne? Oh. Are we asking for stuff now that the controversy has made Anna Valens a little bit popular? Surely this isn't just a big branding opportunity for someone who wants to become the definitive VTuber journal, right? Right? Which, by the way, I have something for that. I don't want to go to court over this, but if you keep calling me a Nazi and keep calling for my sponsor to drop me, what else am I supposed to do? Seriously, Vice, is this what you want? You want to be the PC police for VTubers? On your front page right now, you have articles about crazy, horny mud truckers and how cool it is to be goth in Ukraine right now. But my stream is too controversial? I'm asking nicely, Uwu, please take these articles down and stop pretending there's a controversy when there isn't. I promise if you do, I'll go back to streaming and you can go back to reporting on the Berlin Sex Toy Expo or whatever it is you do now. Love, Kirsche. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I mean, that was the first time I read this. Wow. I don't even know what to say other than holy shit. So then at this point, here's where it gets good. So Kirsche ends up putting this on their door. And literally the next day, like they didn't even wait, bro. The next day, this happens. Kirsche posts, Vice has removed all 3 hit pieces on Kirsche. She says, I'm glad they did the right thing instead of allowing a deranged ideologue to use their platform for the sole purpose of causing harm to people. Now Sportskita and Stealth Optional should retract their pieces on me as well in light of this. Every single article got removed. Every single one. Which is incredible, by the way. So this is an absolute Foxu victory. Kirsche has defeated a major news outlet, which again is wild that a fucking VTuber has defeated a major news outlet, and it happened within 24 hours. And then now keep in mind, she's been dealing with this for a while. She's been dealing with harassment for months. That's obvious at this point. But, you know, we always chalk it up to the internet. We're not going to sue people for all of these psychos that are on Twitter. We tend to just laugh at it. We do our streams and we move on because that's just how life works. There's only certain people out there that want to sue for opinions. Ironically, those people are in Brooklyn as well, but that's besides the point. So we have a situation where she had a total victory. Okay. Now, here's something interesting, by the way. Let me kind of go over. Somebody posted a nice little breakdown that I want to go over and bring up. So this person, Marshall, posts the following. Vice tries to smear Kirsche. Article put out by someone mad at being rejected by Valier. Outright libel. None of it's true. Woke VTubers back it. V-tweeter scum supported. Crime boss drops Kirsche as a sponsor. Journal shills call it VTuber gate to purge the alt-right from VTubing. That's how it started. This is how it ended. Crime boss reviewed, bombed into oblivion, and players leave the game. Author gets outed as a PDF with R-word fantasies towards women. Vice deletes the articles in shame. Total Foxu victory. Why is this girl grabbing her titty, bro? I've been meaning to ask Kirsche this. I've been meaning to ask Kirsche this, and I haven't been able to. But whatever. Anyway, that's fine. So, unbelievable victory. But wait, we got more. So, the person who wrote the article or articles on Kirsche, Anna Valens, we got some Discord messages from Anna Valens. I don't know where these are from. I have absolutely no idea. Your succubus, I assume, is Anna Valens. Whatever. They're replying to a question that says, I don't know if Anna is going to write about Cinder. I think it's probably not something to write about, in my opinion. Anna Valens says, nah, 2 reasons. 1, I think it will look like trying to twist the knife on gamer subs. And 2, I don't want the impression that I'm ambulance chasing after all these creators and artists experiencing one of the most heartbreaking betrayals of their careers in public. The person says, yeah, I had a feeling about that. It's smart. And then Anna Valens says, yeah, I want to do these VTuber pieces very carefully. Well, clearly you weren't too careful. If I have to call something out, call it out, then slink away. So, bro, do you see this? They will write articles and then disappear. They'll go private. They'll put their, which by the way has happened already. But anyway, although I think I'll give it a break for a bit after this This was the second biggest story of my career, with the first being my public sex piece. Pretty fucking crazy. So he has experienced his second biggest story of his career, which is why he really did it. Let's be real. All right, this is why Anna Valens really did it. Anna Valens did this because they knew that this was going to be the biggest fucking story, even though it was a nothing burger for most normal people. And they essentially just ran with it like wildfire. Everybody ran with it like wildfire. So Kirsche says, just a reminder of what Anna Valens had to say about the first hit piece they dropped on me. This was one of the biggest, second biggest story of my career. Now, do I have the other tweet really quick? Let me see. Hold on. We got some meltdowns. Let me go over some meltdowns. So Grumps posted this. Grumps says, you journals literally started it by writing multiple hit piece articles and egging on internet bullies to try to cancel a VTuber with lies so egregious that Vice had to take them down for legal reasons. This is a picture of somebody over on Blue Sky. I have no idea who this is. I'm assuming they have an OnlyFans because they have an 18 through and they have a spicy jalapeno thing, which usually means spicy link, whatever. As a journal myself who's been in almost exactly this situation, I'm ticked off with Vice for capitulating to Kirsche's uwu lawsuit threat. She literally wrote that. But the real problem is that alt-right VTubers like Kirsche are silencing journals through harassment and abuse. Oh, wow. Wow. So Kirsche defending herself against articles written about her is now harassment and abuse. And silencing journals. Like, you guys realize that, you know what? It's not even, I'm not even going to bother because you know what? They do realize. I don't think they're that stupid. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think these people know exactly what they're trying to do. The only problem is what they're trying to do doesn't work anymore. The power that they had 10 years ago is not around anymore. You guys are powerless. Nobody takes you fucking seriously. And this is one of the biggest L's that you're going to have now that is going to hurt your reputation even more. As if a gaming journalist had much of a reputation to begin with, this is going to hurt it even more now. Nobody's going to listen to gaming journals. You guys have lost. It is done. It is over. This is why most of you have now, or at least anyway, are trying to become YouTubers. You guys are trying to become YouTubers and become independent because now the same space that you made fun of, you now have to dance in the dirt with everybody else. People like Giant Bomb are now independent because they couldn't let the podcast go because they got owned by their former owners. So they bought the company, and now they're trying to be independent, and suddenly it's okay to ask for money for content. Because before, they would make fun of you if you were a YouTuber who was trying to monetize their content. But now because they're on YouTube, and now because it's all they have, now suddenly it's okay. Now it's okay to make money online. Oh, now it's okay to become a YouTuber. That's very shocking. Not really, by the way. Not really at all. So it wasn't just Grums that posted this either. There was another one as well. Give me 1 second. We got another photo, which I find to be absolutely hilarious. Screenshots everywhere. Just the meltdown. You already know the meltdown's got to be crazy. So Niara, I have no idea who this is either. Again, I am totally out of this VTuber community thing. So when they start name dropping people, I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? Like Eric Jenkins keep telling me about Cinder. I have no idea who the fuck Cinder was until I went down Asmongold's rabbit hole video. And then I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to know anymore. Anyway, this person says, Kirsche won. What exactly did she win? The general VTuber community doesn't support her views. She bullies smaller creators and threatens legal actions against critics. Oh, critics. Critics. Oh, so now you're just critics. Okay, so you're just being a critic when you call someone a Nazi who's not a Nazi. That's just being a critic. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up. Interesting. She got her community to fund her next vacation, sure. But where is this heading? Losing more opportunities? Bro, this is what people who shill for Access Media do not understand. So for those of you who are part of Access Media, who are YouTubers who suck the balls of corporations, I need you guys to hear me out when I say this. Nobody cares about a fucking opportunity that any company is going to give them when their fan base is all the support they ever need to do all the content they ever want to do. When you foster a proper community of people that like what you do and want to support you, you don't need sponsorships. You don't need opportunities given to you because you will create every opportunity for yourself. This is what these fucking losers don't understand. They're so busy trying to chase the next corporate ball that they don't understand that if they just gave a little bit of effort into trying to formulate their own community, they won't need Access Media. They won't need a company to give it to them. They won't need any of that. You would create every opportunity that you need on your own. This is why, me personally, I never and will never take sponsorships. I've made this very clear. I have never taken a sponsorship. Every email that I've ever gotten, I've told people, no, absolutely not. I don't need sponsorships. The Bigot Army does more than enough. Sure, I can always get more money by taking sponsors, but what's the fucking point? What is the point? Because when you take sponsors, then you have to sacrifice your integrity even slightly, in your opinion, even slightly, because deep down, you know they gave you something. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it personally. That's me personally. If anybody else wants to take sponsors, that's on them. I don't give a fuck. But for me personally, I just never will. So, but trust me, I'm at a size with my channel where I can make a few extra $1,000s a month on sponsorships if I really wanted to. But there's no point. There's zero point in doing it. But anyway, this person is coping like crazy, and they're trying to pretend as if Kirsche lost because she doesn't have the acceptance of the VTuber community and she won't have more opportunities from corporate sponsors. That's apparently a loss to whoever the fuck this person is. Which, to be honest with you, is just the same as everybody else who sucks off Access Media. It's literally the same. That's why the journalists sell themselves. That's why the show YouTubers sell themselves. This is why it's happening. Deadeye's Lock says, sell yourself for the cause. Cough sponsorship. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Niara is so slow. Again, I don't know who is this. I saw some comments. I think people said this is a trans VTuber. Whatever. I really don't fucking care, bro. The VTuber community loves Kirsche, so that's cope. I would imagine that they do. Because from what little bit that I've heard and seen on Twitter, it seems like they do. There's a lot more people standing. Hold on. Niara is a trans YouTuber, by the way, bought the game. Kirsche, who lost sponsorship and said that he hated the game. Oh, is this the person who bought Crime Boss and then the next day talked about how bigoted the game was? I think I saw a screenshot of that. I think I saw a screenshot of that. Is that true? Oh, man. Oh, man. This is the same person? That's hilarious, bro. You guys sold out the only person that was bringing you any sales, and then this fucking guy buys Crime Boss, or whatever it's called, and ends up talking about how bigoted the game. Bro, that is great. There's a video of it, too. Oh, man, that's great. That's pretty funny. The gaming industry is hilarious, man. At this point, people are just so goddamn angry. They so desperately want to get supposed right-wing chuds out of gaming, but they just don't know how. They don't know how, because here's the truth. It's not right-wing chuds that they hate. They just hate regular gamers. They don't realize that the supposed right-wing chuds that are there are just regular gamers, bro. There's people in my chat that are leftists, that are centrists, that are right-wing people. There's people of all kinds in my chat. There's gay people, straight people. But according to these people, we're all right-wing extremists, Nazis. It's like, bro, you serious? So to these people, I'm a right-wing Nazi. To somebody like JDA, I'm a left-wing, leftist, hardcore, whatever. The one side says I'm a leftist. One side says I'm a Nazi. We're all together like, all right, sure. Scion says it's even cozy, people. All right. I wouldn't lie that much. I would not lie that much, sir. No, but seriously, it's like, what the fuck? We're left. We're right. We're I don't know. Anyway. Labels for everybody. Exactly. So, all right. Enough for that. Let's go into, I got something else. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. So, oh man, Savvy. Savvy, I really wish you fucking I really wish you dropped the warning before you dropped this fucking bomb, man. This shit is crazy, man. This is why I just fucking talk about video games, bro. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring up. Let me bring it up. Okay, so Savvy dropped this absolute insane bomb. Savvy dropped this insane bomb, and I was not ready for this. I'm not kidding. I swear to everything, ladies and gentlemen, I walked away from my computer when I read what Savvy put here. I walked the fuck away. I'm like, bro, I just can't. I can't. So anyway. So yeah, did she nuke someone? Yeah. So Savvy ends up. Where do I even begin? Anyway, let me just read it. So Savvy says, I looked up the tweets and they are real. He also writes non-con R-word incest. He played an online children's game where he knew children would be interacting with his character and triggering the toy. So this guy who is constantly worried about harming children writes R-word stuff and plays children's games to have children trigger his toy. I want to make two things very clear. I seldom just use fantasy and fiction as a way to profile someone. I actually support people being into whatever fiction they want, so long as it's fiction. But his side does not. They celebrated no mercy being banned, but not a peep about this man. It takes multiple red flags to decide if someone is truly unwell and should be ignored. I believe now this violence is actually one of the few of us, the few who is deranged lunatic without hyperbole. To recap, fetishist men who identify as trans getting to R-word and cripple women in government-funded breeder farms. Reduced women to breeders and thinks women want that. Admitted in an article, he wrote that he played an online children's game and turned it into a experience. Claims himself to have thoughts of children, real human children, because children cannot consent. This is, and well, you get it. You get it. This is the crowd who can't distinguish fantasy and reality. This is who is sick and disgusting. He expects us to find him the moral arbiter, all because he posted a blog on Vice. Kirsche makes edgy jokes. This man thinks about R-wording children. Congrats, crime boss game. This is who you listen to. Much like my previous encounter, where it stopped being fun, this too has stopped being fun. This isn't just clowning on a man with questionable fetishes trying to be a moral arbiter. This is a sick freak who is unwell, who has made their life worse. If he searched his account for drugs, he admits to relying on drugs and alcohol previously, which messed his mind up most likely. Depending how hard the drugs were, I wonder if there are holes. This guy needs actual help, not a platform to cancel someone he doesn't like. So, wow. So who are they referencing? Well, Savvy is obviously referencing the writer who wrote all 3 hit pieces on Kirsche. That's why this is relevant. That's why we're talking about it. It's an unbelievable story. I don't even know where to even begin. Again, at this point, there has been people that apparently have reported him to the FBI. So ultimately, I think Anna Valens has gone private. So Anna's the guy then? Oh, yeah, you didn't know that? It's a guy in a dress. Anyway. So Anna Anna has been reported to the FBI, supposedly. Like, somebody actually filmed a video reporting Anna Valens to the FBI. And I think maybe Savvy might have done so also. I have no idea. I really have no idea. But again, when I saw this story, I was just like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, look at this video here. Hold on. This video is the one everybody's sharing. I reported Anna Valens to the FBI. Look at this.
Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we have a bit of an update with the Kirsche cancellation campaign, and more specifically, one of the individuals leading that particular campaign, namely Anna Valens. An individual people have been looking more into in the wake of this whole controversy, and promptly discovering man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. For a start, it is of note that Anna Valens is self-described as POCD. Now, viewers that have watched my previous videos on
what the fuck is a POCD? I don't know what that is. What's that? I'm sure he'll tell us, but I'm curious. Sorry. I always ask questions.
Food shops, who also for the record claims to have POCD, knows exactly what it is and where this particular conversation is headed. But for those of you who have been blessed with the gift, and it is indeed a gift of ignorance on this particular topic, allow me to very tragically elucidate to you what exactly POCD is. POCD stands for Pedophilic Obsession Compulsion Disorder, and according to the textbooks, refers to an individual who is obsessively paranoid about the thought that they may in fact be a pedophile. In more practical terms, however, POCD is very commonly used in much the same way as MAP, which is to say pedophiles trying to desperately downplay, deny, and ultimately defend what they truly are. And of course, this revelation.
What the oh my god, bro. I'm learning new shit every day. I never even knew POCD was a thing, man. It sounds like a term for someone coping with the fact that I don't know. I guess they like kids. I really don't. I have no idea. Like, does POCD truly have to exist as a term?
About Anna Valens has coincided with a fair amount of evidence as to the true character of that particular individual. Such evidence includes Anna Valens being obsessed with so-called age play, with an apparent emphasis on mother-slash-daughter relationships, authoring multiple adult fantasy short stories revolving around non-consensual intercourse. And then there is, of course, that time a games journalist reported about how Anna Valens hooked up a vibrator to Fall Guys in order for the vibrator to do its thing when bumping into other characters in the game.
Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You hooked up a... I didn't know the game was Fall Guys. Oh my god, bro. Can you imagine playing Fall Guys? Imagine playing Fall Guys, which I don't think has voice chat, by the way, but imagine playing Fall Guys and you don't even realize it, but the person you're bumping into and playing the game against is getting off on every time you bump it. Bro. Oh my god, bro. This is unbelievable.
And unfortunately, that is not where the evidence ends either. Because now I get to share with you all a piece of audio from Anna Valens that is getting passed around in the wake of this controversy as well.
I don't know if I want to hear
so
this.
obscene that it has to be heard to be believed.
No.
In the future.
No, I can't play this clip. I know this clip. YouTube's not going to like this clip. No. Skipping. You guys have already heard that clip. I'm not playing that clip. I can't play that on YouTube.
Amount of evidence that suggests that Anna Valens does absolutely need a hard drive check at this point. Which is why I have decided to take the extra step in this situation to report the whole matter to the FBI,
shit.
as the evidence is substantial enough that I believe such an extreme course of action is completely warranted here.
Oh shit, hold on. Where is this? Damn.
I should note for the record, though, that it appears that Anna Valens is not the only one at Vice who is in the realms of being suspect, because it turns out the site is full of articles defending pedophiles.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Oh, shit. Wait, is this a rabbit hole in Vice right now? Do we have Vice just going crazy? You know what's crazy, too? By the way, what's crazy too is that Vice had somebody, again, I said this early in the stream, I don't remember the name of the person, but Vice had someone openly defend Anna Valens and then had a call to action to try to cancel everybody who was going after Anna Valens. And he like vehemently defended Anna Valens. Like I'm talking like, I'll kill someone basically for it. Like that's the level of energy that he was putting out there. And then he also deleted his article on it, which is interesting. That's interesting. So to see that there's a rabbit hole of content defending PDF files on Vice, I find this to be very interesting.
Spanning well over a decade now. There is zero indication that Anna Valens is just a random fluke. Instead, this
is the guy who pulled the race card every single time in the article. Yes, the guy who wouldn't shut the fuck up about being black in the article. Yes, like that's the one I'm talking about. I forgot his name.
Would appear to be a problem utterly indoctrinated into
Dwayne Jenkins. There you go. Dwayne Jenkins is his name.
As a news organization. This whole situation is yet another example of how the death of mainstream news media cannot come soon enough. At this point,
listen, guys, here's what I'm going to do. Shout out to this guy for doing what he did. Ace 1918, 40,000 subscribers. Not a small channel. Not a small channel. Good shit. I'm going to link his channel right now in the chat. I'm linking the video so you could go show him some support and tell him where you saw it from.